Today you will find out about 17 lead generation and marketing automation best practices, including how to avoid an expensive lead generation mistake that many entrepreneurs make every day without even knowing it, and a tiny, quick to set up tool that can boost conversion on Autopilot by an average of 17.4%. Plus a simple but powerful hack that can give an instant ROI in lead generation for any small business on Autopilot. My name is István Bújda and welcome to the 47 Marketing Show that helps entrepreneurs like you to get more done in less time, to grow your business and gain freedom through marketing automation, delegation and processes. If these topics are interesting to you, then make sure to subscribe on YouTube and hit the bell button so you get notified of the new episodes every week. And now, let's get started. Just a quick note, this is a special collection episode, which means we put this together from previous episodes so you can find the best lead generation tips conveniently in one place. Due to this, the numbering of the list is a bit mixed up. With that said, let's cue up the content. Enjoy it. Okay, let's dive right into the list. Marketing automation best practice for lead generation. Number 1, start with the end in mind. Why do you want to get leads? What are your specific lead generation goals? Those answers not only will give you the directions on which way to go, but also the starting point to work out your lead generation strategies backwards from the end goal to where you are now, so you know what steps to take to achieve the desired end result. The next best practice is number 2, understand the journey of your customers. Even though in this episode we are focusing on how to generate leads and what are the related best practices are, it's important for every entrepreneur to understand the big marketing picture and where lead generation fits into that. Normally, this is the journey your customers go through. At the very beginning, they are strangers and don't know anything about you or your products and services. Then in the first stage, they consume some of your content like videos, podcasts or blog posts, and they get to know you, like you and trust you to a certain level. They turn into your audience. The next stage is when some of your audience goes beyond just consuming your content. They react to your call to actions and visit your landing pages. The third stage is when some of that traffic gets really curious and turns into your leads. We are focusing on that related best practices today. And after the lead stage, the next stage is when some of your leads gain enough trust in you to purchase a product from you. Which leads us to the 5th stage, when some of your customers gain a strong level of know, like and trust in you, and they become your returning clients who pay for your products and services over and over again. Now that you understand the journey of your customers and where lead generation fits into that, let's talk about best practice number 3, know your customers. It is key for any entrepreneur to know their customers better than their customers know themselves, because that information is the fundamental of your marketing, being able to get your customers through the stages we talked about. Every part of your marketing has to talk to them. To give you an example, let's say your target customers are first-time puppy owners of a specific breed who live in the countryside. If your landing page would talk about how to keep elderly cats healthy in a city, you would get 0 of your target customers. But if your content, your ads, your landing pages, every other part of your marketing is focused on first-time puppy owners of specific breed who live in the countryside, then your marketing automations and lead generation will get you the right customers. The more you know your customers, the more efficient your marketing can get. Another one of the marketing automation best practices on our list, number 4, mindset. Lead generation and marketing automation are big and complex and can be quite overwhelming at the beginning. That's why your mindset is key. Instead of worrying about how big and complex to get leads on Autopilot, chop the entire thing up into smaller steps, even into baby steps, and get started now in small and progress step by step. Which leads us to the fact that you need to be persistent to be able to succeed, because it's going to take a lot of steps for a long time. And besides being persistent, you need to be consistent with your lead generation as well, because getting leads here and there will not get you to your end goals. Okay, in a moment, I will tell you about the best strategy to replace yourself in your lead generation while getting more leads and more freedom as well. And after that, you will find out about which are the 4 key marketing automation best practices that can double the lead generation of any business. Best practice number 5, the A.D.P strategy. This is the strategy that is key to ultimately being able to replace yourself in marketing and business, and at the same time keep growing your business and have more freedom as well. This A.D.P strategy not only can be applied to lead generation, it is a best practice in that area. The first part of the strategy is to automate as much as possible. In this case, as many parts of the lead generation as possible. The second part is to delegate what's not possible to automate. And the third part is the most important part, processes. The processes makes it possible for your marketing automations and your team to work on their most optimum level without your day-to-day involvement. And that's how you can replace yourself in lead generation and more. And recently, we have published a full dedicated episode on the A.D.P strategy. I will leave you a link to that in the description so you can check it out after this episode. Before we move on to the 4 best practices that can double the lead generation of any business, let me ask you a favor. Click on the like button right now if you are enjoying this episode so far. With that, you can support us to create more episodes for you just like this one. Thank you for your like, and now let's continue. Years ago, by using the following best practices, I experienced our lead generation going from around 30% to an average 60%. Ever since, I always apply these lead generation tactics to any new marketing campaign. So what are those 4 marketing automation best practices that can double the lead generation of businesses? The first of those, number 6, use lead funnels instead of websites. In case you are not familiar with lead funnels, they are special step-by-step websites that tend to convert a lot better than normal websites. And here's why. Normal websites have a structure that gives the visitors options to click around, check out multiple things, sometimes a lot of different things. Let me ask you this, have you ever gone into a shop that had a lot of things in it and you felt unsure where to even start looking for what you want, and then you started feeling overwhelmed and frustrated, and then you left without what you wanted to get? That's kind of the experience a normal website gives to your audience, to your potential leads. It scares most of them away. Now imagine a very different experience. You would go into a shop, somebody would welcome you and present you only one thing that you need. You would have only one decision to make, take it or leave it. No questions where to start, no overwhelm, no frustrations, just one simple decision to make. In a nutshell, that's why lead funnels tend to convert a lot better than normal websites. Besides the better conversion rates, a lead funnel is an amazing form of marketing automation for small businesses. Okay, the next of the 4 marketing automation best practices is number 7, case. Keep it super simple. Getting more leads is not only about presenting one thing to your visitors, it's also key to keep that one thing super simple, which makes it even easier and more pleasant for your potential leads to make the decision and become your leads. Number 8, make them curious. The landing page of a lead funnel has one and only one purpose: to make the visitors so curious that they type in their email address to find out more and get the lead magnet. And the way that great level of curiosity is built is by using a powerful hook, which is usually a heading or a heading and an image on a landing page with a bit of design, and that's all. Remember, keep it super simple. Here's an example of a proven curiosity building hook: how to get your next 100 days of engaging social media posts done in less than 30 minutes without hiring an expensive social media team. With that said, let's talk about the next marketing automation best practice, number 9, bring the right traffic. As I mentioned earlier, knowing your customers and audience is a key best practice for every area of your lead generation, and that includes the area of bringing traffic to your lead funnels. Just imagine this. To stick with the previous example, let's say your target customers are first-time puppy owners who with a specific breed who live in the countryside. If you would bring visitors who have elderly cats in the city, that would be a total mismatch, and obviously the conversion rate of your lead funnel would suffer. On the other hand, do you think your funnel could convert much better if most of the traffic would be from the right people, like first-time puppy owners of a specific breed who live in the countryside? When the right traffic matches with the right landing page, then you get a lot more leads. Besides generating traffic from new people, another part of bringing the right leads is retargeting those who have visited your landing page but not yet signed up. They are obviously interested in the topic but may not be ready to opt in yet. Some people naturally need to see your lead funnel and hook multiple times before they opt in. And that's why it's a best practice to keep bringing them back in different ways until they are ready to be your leads. These 4 lead generation best practices can have a huge impact on any small business, in some cases even double the conversion rate. And now let's talk about another marketing automation best practice for getting leads. Number 10, track and optimize. When it comes to lead generation in digital marketing, the rule of thumb is to avoid guesswork. No matter how well your lead funnels seem to convert, there is always space for improvements, and it's best practice to always do that based on real numbers. So from the very beginning, track the performance of your lead funnels, then use those real numbers to optimize the relevant part of your lead generation campaign. While it's good to know these best practices, you only enjoy the real benefits of them when you take action and implement them. So I would like to challenge you and invite you to do that. The good news is you don't have to do that all alone. I will leave you a link in the description to the One Funnel Away challenge that will help you to set up your first or next lead funnel step by step. And now let's dive into the first proven marketing automation best practice for lead generation. Number 1, kiss and hook. Kiss means keep it super simple. This best practice should be applied to your landing pages, lead generation, marketing automations, and to your entire business, because complexity works against your lead generation results and even can kill it. Before I show you some real-life examples, let's talk a bit about the hook. The only purpose of it is to make your potential leads as curious as possible, because the more curious they are, the more likely they will click on your ads, visit your lead funnel, type in their email address, and become your leads. And there is a lot more to hooks, which we will talk about a bit later. Now let me show you 3 real-life lead generation landing page examples and how they apply the kiss and hook best practice. The first one is 47smi.com. It is a really simple landing page with a bit of design and a heading as the hook that creates great level of curiosity. The whole landing page is focused on making the visitor, the target lead, curious and not on providing info of the owner or the business. The page is concise, clear, and answers the key questions without revealing the actual product. That way, it builds curiosity. When somebody looks at this landing page, it becomes clear really quickly who is this for. It is for coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs, and small business owners. What benefit will they get? Get your next 100 days of engaging social media posts done. In what timeline? In less than 30 minutes. And without what headache? Without hiring an expensive social media team. And below this, there is one clear call to action, a button to click that says, yes, I want this. And that's it. Super simple with curiosity building hook to get the right leads. A lot of entrepreneurs make the huge mistake that their landing page is complex with too much info. Right away, they want to tell who they are, their life story, the services they provide, and a lot of other things. But here's the huge mistake in that instead of creating curiosity in the potential leads, it overwhelms them and scares them away. The more you tell them upfront, the less curious they will be, and the less likely they will type in their email address, and that means you will get less leads. Keep it super simple and have a hook that builds a huge curiosity. I will leave you the links to the examples in the description. And now the second example, the secret funnel strategy. Again, super simple, clear, and builds big curiosity. It's easy to see that it is for entrepreneurs, small businesses, and marketers. The curiosity building hook is we've uncovered a new secret funnel strategy that almost nobody knows about that has helped businesses grow from startup to 2 Club winners insanely fast. And it has a clear CTA, call to action, an outstanding button, register for the web class now. Okay, the third example, the funnel builder secrets. It's for entrepreneurs, small businesses, and marketers with a great headline as the hook. After over 2 million funnels and over 70,000 split tests, here's what we have learned. New research. 3 simple tweaks or members used to instantly boost sales by 540% without driving any extra traffic. Besides the hook, this landing page also gives social proof, which we'll talk about in detail later in this episode. And this page as well has a clear CTA, call to action, an outstanding button, register for the web class now. Okay, it's time to move on to the other proven marketing automation and lead generation best practices, including more examples, tools, and that simple but powerful hack that can give an instant ROI in lead generation for any small business on Autopilot. Best practice number 2, hook your leads. Although we've already talked about hooks, it's so important that I wanted to have a dedicated section for it, with deeper insights and more examples on how to generate leads on Autopilot. A quick reminder, the purpose of hooks is to make your potential leads curious and to get them to take action. View your odds, click on your call to action buttons and links, view your landing page and lead funnel, and most importantly, opt into your email list. The rule of thumb is the more curious your hooks can make your potential leads, the more likely they will turn into your leads. Let's talk a bit about commonly made mistakes among entrepreneurs. The biggest ones are that their hooks reveal too much of the actual lead magnet or offer, and the hook focuses on the wrong parts. For example, the hook talks about things like features, how-tos, the owners, and other things that rather satisfy curiosity and create assumptions than they would build curiosity. Here are some curiosity building elements, the biggest benefit your potential leads will get, the number one results in numbers or words they can get, the biggest headache they can get rid of, the quickest time they can get their results, the magic word free, and curiosity building words and phrases like unknown secrets, surprising, strange, proven, and so on. And the list could go on and on about curiosity building elements. Let me interrupt this episode and ask you a quick favor. If you are enjoying this episode so far, then click on the like button right now. That supports us to keep creating marketing automation contents like this one for you to enjoy. Thank you for your like, we appreciate it, and now let's continue. Okay, in a moment I will share with you a few lead generation examples related to this marketing automation best practice. Just an important note before that, your hooks can make or break your lead generation, so always invest time and energy into crafting them and measure their performance and test multiple hooks and decide which one is working the best based on real numbers. And now let's go through the hook examples. The first one is how to get all of your sales letters, scripts and webinar slides, emails and odds written in as little as 10 minutes without hiring an expensive copywriter. It talks about the biggest benefit, the quickest timeline, and the biggest headache it helps to avoid without revealing the details of the actual product. And in the target audience, it creates a great level of curiosity to click and register to this free web class. Alongside with other examples and resources, you can find the link to this one as well in the description. The hook in the second example uses a different strategy. Listen to this. The weird, almost backward funnel secret that is currently being used by an underground group of entrepreneurs to sell almost anything you can dream of. The hook tells the main benefit, sell almost anything. It is surrounded by curiosity building phrases like weird, almost backwards, secret, used by an underground group, anything you can dream of. Just like the previous hook, this one as well piques the curiosity of the right people without revealing the actual content of the web class, and curiosity equals leads. Okay, let's talk about one more hook example, which is 30 millionaire entrepreneurs reveal their day-to-day to-dos for taking their business from dead broke to success in just 30 days. It's another great example of telling the benefit, taking their business from dead broke to success, the timeline in just 30 days, and sprinkling in some authority millionaire entrepreneurs. No actual details of the content are revealed. At the same time, it creates great curiosity. Now let's talk about where you can find inspiration for your own lead generation hooks. It's a best practice to create yourself a Google Doc and keep saving into it the great hooks and landing pages you bump into. Over time, it builds up and you can easily return to that document over and over again to get inspired. For example, if you liked any of the examples in this episode, then find those in the description and save them for yourself. Besides finding great hooks in adverts, on landing pages, sales funnels, and in other marketing materials, you can also get existing collections like the lead funnel swipe files, 106 actual case studies of the world's most successful lead funnels, including great hook examples. Another amazing hook collection for lead generation you can get your hands on is through one of the examples from this episode, how to get all of your sales letters, scripts and webinar slides, emails and odds written in as little as 10 minutes without hiring an expensive copywriter. The link of this and all the other examples will be in the description. Best practice number 3, automate lead generation. Earlier in this series, I talked about the strategy in detail, why to use lead funnels instead of websites. In a nutshell, because lead funnels are special step-by-step websites that tend to convert a lot better than normal websites. And as you can guess, on Autopilot, today we will focus on the best software to use to automate lead generation and the related marketing automation benefits. When it comes to automating any parts of marketing or business, the 3 key goals are always to set up the marketing automation as quickly and cost efficiently as possible, to test it and optimize it in real life, and to be able to leave it to bring us results, in this case leads, while we step back and have more time to do other activities. The best tool I found so far to tick all those boxes and much more is ClickFunnels. The link to a 14-day free trial is in the description with other resources. It's an easy-to-use platform to create and launch automated lead funnels in about 30 minutes. Even without experience, if somebody is new to it, it's possible to do it in less than a few hours and without hiring an expensive tech team, which means it's a quick and cost-efficient marketing automation tool. Once the lead funnel is public, you can start sending traffic to it, and ClickFunnels provides all the features like split testing, statistics, and more for real-life testing, and the ease of being able to make optimizations fast based on the real numbers with just clicks and typing. And when that's done, it's generating leads on autopilot and gives the freedom to entrepreneurs to step back and do other activities. Besides satisfying the 3 key goals of automations, ClickFunnels offers a lot more. Not long ago, we published about an hour-long detailed review of it. The link to that is in the description as well. Check that episode out later because it is insane how much it can help to get leads and grow a business online. Now let's go through the 3 real-life lead generation landing page examples, great ways to automate lead generation. All of these were created in ClickFunnels. The first one is 47smi.com, which is a simple lead funnel with the sole purpose of turning visitors into leads on autopilot. It's a great example of why lead funnels convert a lot better than normal websites. Normal websites provide too many options to click on. People need to choose from too many things. Those websites have too much information on them and they create a certain level of confusions in people's minds, and the confused mind always says no. That's why normal websites tend to generate less leads than funnels. On the other hand, a strategically built lead funnel like 47smi.com focuses on only one thing, and it builds a huge curiosity with that one thing without causing any confusion. People have only one decision to make: do I want this one thing? That's it. And for those who decide they want to find out how to get their next 100 days of engaging social media posts done in less than 30 minutes without hiring an expensive social media team, for those, there is only one step-by-step way to do that. First, clicking on the "Yes, I want this" button, then answering one simple question, then typing in their name and email address, and the last, clicking on the red button. With that, they turn into leads. And that's how simple and straightforward the lead generation process is. And that's why lead funnels tend to generate more leads than normal websites. This was an example of the landing page of a lead funnel that generates leads on autopilot without any person needing to be involved in the process day to day. Okay, the other 2 lead generation examples leverage pretty much the same marketing automation strategies. One of those funnels is the Funnel Hacking Secrets lead funnel, which builds a great level of curiosity and turns visitors into leads by getting them to sign up to a free web class about a weird, almost backwards funnel secret that is currently being used by an underground group of entrepreneurs to sell almost anything you can dream of. And the third example is the 30 days lead funnel with a longer type of landing page. Same curiosity building marketing automation strategies in a bit different format. It gets the curious visitors to turn into leads by getting them to register for a free summit on 30 millionaire entrepreneurs, reveal their day-to-day to-dos for taking their business from dead broke to success in just 30 days. In the description, you can find a link to these lead funnel examples. And now let me ask you a quick favor. If you are enjoying this episode so far, then gently tap on the like button. With that, you can support us and tell this platform to suggest this episode to more people. Thank you for your thumbs up. Okay, let's move on. What is still coming up later on is the simple but powerful hack that can give an instant ROI in a lead generation for any small business on Autopilot. But before that, right now, I will share with you that tiny, quick to set up tool that can boost conversion on Autopilot by an average of 17.4%. Lead generation best practice number 4, provide proof on Autopilot. First of all, why does social proof have such a huge positive impact on lead generation for small businesses? Because of human nature. When we are about to do something, if we see that others have already done that recently, then we get more curious and motivated to take the same action. In this case, when your landing page visitors can see that others have recently typed in their email address to find out more, then your visitors more likely will do the same action, and that way you get more leads. Such a social proof can be short testimonials to build extra curiosity, or big numbers on how many people joined so far, or dynamic notifications of the recent opt-ins. Dynamic notifications are the quickest and easiest to start with because you can do it without testimonials or big existing opt-in numbers. And the other benefits of marketing automation related to notification social proofs are you set it up once and you can leave it to boost your lead conversion on Autopilot. After the first few tracked opt-ins, it will give you almost full boost so you can get more leads with it quite quickly. The best social proof tool I've found so far is ProofSource. You can find a link to the free trial in the description. This is the social proof software that I use on 47smi.com and on all the lead funnels and sales funnels I launched in the past few years. The first time I used it, it increased the opt-in rate by about 10% really quickly because of the boost and the easy setup in minutes and the automated nature of it. I don't even launch any funnels without it now. And according to the ProofSource website, the average conversion boost the users get is even bigger, 17.4%. Those are the key lead generation benefits that put this tool onto this list of marketing automation best practices for small businesses. And now let me quickly show you a few examples. The first is what I mentioned a bit earlier, 47smi.com. In the bottom left corner, about every 10 seconds, a new little social proof notification shows up with details like first name, country, what they did, and when. And on the ProofSource website, it is easy to see a few other variations as well, like recent sales with product image, a bigger number of visitors, and even a short testimonial notification. Just like with other examples, you can find these in the description as well. Lead generation best practice number 5, avoid this common lead generation mistake. This is an expensive mistake that many entrepreneurs make every day without even realizing it. When leads sign up to your email list, that is the beginning of a long relationship. As long as they are on your list, that relationship exists. And the mistake that a lot of entrepreneurs and small businesses make is that they send 1, 5, 10 emails to the new leads. Then for some reason, they stop communicating to those leads. They stop nurturing those relationships before those could turn into much more. It may cost them money, energy, and time to write new emails and send one every day. But what costs even more is not doing that. The cost of the missed opportunities is expensive. The fact is, most of your new leads will not buy from you. They will not turn into your customers after a few emails. They need time and values from you to get to know you, like you, and trust you, and be ready. Some of them will only purchase something from you after tens or even hundreds of emails. That's why you can hear true sayings like the money is in the follow-ups, and that's why it is so important for you as an entrepreneur to keep nurturing the long relationship with your leads, to keep showing up in that inbox daily. So when they are ready to take the step, you are there to help them, the person, the business who they know, like, and trust. This is one of the most important best practices in lead generation for small businesses. And as you can guess, sending daily emails consistently is a lot of work and even impossible to do it manually when it comes to hundreds, thousands, or even more leads. And that's where the benefits of marketing automation come out. With the right marketing automation strategies, with the right tool, and with a tiny 2-minute hack, the entire lead nurturing can be done without your day-to-day involvement and can run on autopilot, giving you more freedom while growing your business as well. Now let's go through those in more details. First, the right marketing automation strategy to get the follow-ups done without your day-to-day involvement is the A.D.P strategy. In a nutshell, automate as much as possible, delegate what's not possible to automate, and the most important part is processes, clear guides on what needs to be done by the automations or your team, how and when. We published a full dedicated episode about the A.D.P strategy not long ago. If you want to learn more about that, the link will be in the description. Second, the marketing automation tool to get the follow-ups done without your day-to-day involvement is ActiveCampaign. It can do a lot more than just email follow-ups for small businesses. Right now, we will only focus on the email automation part of it. You can find the links to a free trial and a full video review in the description. And now I will show you a few email automation examples so you can see how ActiveCampaign makes lead nurturing possible on autopilot. Let's start with a simple email automation example. On a specific day of the week at a certain time in the reader's time zone over a certain number of weeks, sending one email. I use an automation like this to let people on my email list know about the latest 10 episodes of the 47 Marketing Show over 10 weeks. The same type of simple, straight automation could be used even for sending daily emails. Another example is a simple automation that makes a few decisions, and based on that, it takes different actions. It is great in situations like when somebody opens a specific email, and because of that, I want to send them different emails from that point. Or when somebody does not open a specific important email and I want to resend that email with a different subject to increase the chance they will read that email. Or when someone abandons their shopping cart and as a reminder I send them a few emails on autopilot to bring them back to finish their order. And the list could go on and on how email automations can make useful decisions. And one more example is an automation that makes more decisions, sends more emails, and takes more actions. It is to give you a perspective why generally it is a best practice to keep things simple. Active Campaign gives the flexibility to create custom email automations from simple to complex that fit exactly what your business and leads need in different situations, or that through an easy to use drag and drop editor. And once you set up an automation, as long as it's active, it will keep nurturing your leads on autopilot. And the third thing that makes it possible to do your entire lead nurturing without your day-to-day involvement is a tiny 2-minute hack. I call this the loop hack, and it solves the following problem. Coming up with daily email ideas, writing them and scheduling them takes a lot of time, and if you are like most entrepreneurs, you have a lot of other marketing and business activities to do as well. This tiny 2-minute hack is a great way to send daily emails to your list even when you don't have time and resources to write daily emails. Really simply, you send out your daily emails with an email automation. And the hack is, instead of letting people to finish that daily email automation and then not get any emails until you add new ones, instead of that, you create a loop. Once they get the last email of the automation, from the next day, the loop will start sending them the daily emails from the first one again. This way, the leads on your email list will get something every day. They will never idle and never get cold. And because of that, you can also experience a boost in your sales. I recommend you to have at least 3 months of daily emails in your loop. If they don't read an email for the first time, it will be new for them. And even if they read it for the first time, a few months is enough time for people to forget or simply see it as a reminder email. And whenever you have time and resources, you can keep adding new emails to your loop and expanding it. With that said, let me ask you a quick favor before we continue. Tap on the like button if you are enjoying this episode so far. We appreciate this feedback and the support to create more episodes like this one. Thank you for the thumbs up. Okay, now let's move on to the next marketing automation best practice for lead generation. And after that, we will talk about the simple but powerful hack that can give an instant ROI in a lead generation for any small businesses on Autopilot. So number 6, find different angles. If your lead funnel is not converting, the reason is not always the hook or the landing page. It can be the traffic. That's why it's a best practice to test the hook and the landing page with various different types of traffic. Either your lead funnel is converting below or above the average 30%, there is always space for optimizations. Here are 5 traffic elements you can optimize and test various different combinations of them. First, the traffic channel, where people are coming from, like Facebook ads, posts or messages or YouTube or a podcast or Google search or a blog or solo ads or through some other source. From different channels, you can get completely different traffic, different people, which can have a huge impact on how many leads you get. Just like that, the temperature of the traffic matters as well. Hot traffic, people who know you, like you and trust you, and may even show interest in similar things that your funnel offers, that traffic will more likely convert than cold one. The third element is preframing. It's what they see, hear, and experience right before they arrive at your landing page. You can imagine those people who get pre-framed to be super curious will turn into leads a lot easier in your funnel. The next element to optimize is timing. Depending on when people see your funnel, it may convert better or worse. Just imagine this: if your target audience is traveling on public transport to work in the morning and see an advert of yours on their phone, even if they are curious, they may not have the time and peace to properly check out what you offer. They have a quick look, they leave thinking they will come back and may never return. But when the timing is right, it changes a lot of the conversion For example, same audience, but in the evening at home when they have more time and peace to properly check out your funnel. And the last element is retargeting. Some people will need to visit your landing page several times before they turn into your leads. Bringing people back to your lead funnel in different ways can make a huge difference in the amount of leads you get. For example, somebody you may see a post on social media with your main hook, they get curious, they click on the link, they visit the landing page, but decide not to type in their email address. Then they see an advert that handles their main objection, and then another ad with testimonials from others, and that gets them over the edge. They take the leap of faith and enter that email address and turn into your leads. As a best practice, keep testing various different combinations of these 5 traffic elements and you will see changes in your lead conversion. And keep the traffic angles that work and scale them up. Okay, if you haven't done it yet and find these best practices useful, please click on the like button right now. Thank you for that. And now the moment that everybody was waiting for so long, number 7, funnel stacking. It is a simple but powerful hack that can give an instant ROI in lead generation for any small business on Autopilot. When people enter that email address on the landing page of your lead funnel, that's not the end of those relationships. That's an opportunity to continue and turn some of those leads into your customers right away. On the last step of your lead funnel, on the thank you page, recommend the customers to check out other products and services. Ideally, those are yours and even can work with affiliate products and services. Either way, the benefit of this simple hack is that you can start generating an instant income from some of the new leads on Autopilot, and with that even being able to make your lead generation instantly profitable in some cases. This simple hack is that powerful. If you enjoyed this video, click on the like button, it supports this channel a bit, and make sure to subscribe and hit the bell button to get notified of the future videos just like this one. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.